It happened one night when I was walking through my village with my friend Andrew. It was late, pitch dark, and we were heading toward the bus stop, taking a shortcut through the fields. As we entered the third field, Andrew suddenly said, "Hey man, let's walk a little faster. The next two fields, there's a bit of an issue." I looked at him, confused. What kind of issue? He kept dodging the question, clearly not wanting to say anything. But I kept pressing until finally he gave in and told me the whole story. Years ago, a man from our village was walking through these same fields at night. At one point, he stopped to relieve himself under a tree. Just a few steps after, he started hearing a child crying. At first, he thought it must be some farmer's kid, maybe someone on night watch. But then something hit him. These fields belonged to old Mr. Ramesh, who had hanged himself from one of the trees 3 years ago. The man tried to ignore the sound and kept walking, but his mind was racing. He began recalling all the things the villagers used to say. If you're walking through these fields at night, never look back. If someone asks for directions, don't look at their face or feet. No matter what, don't respond. Fear started creeping into him. He began to regret even setting foot in the fields that night, and yet the crying continued, louder, closer. It felt like it was following him. He glanced around nervously, trying to pretend everything was fine. But then, in the faint moonlight, he saw something ahead, a swing tied to a tree, and on it a small child lying down, crying. Trembling, he called out, "Whose child is this?" No reply. He wanted to run, but something held him there. The crying felt so real, so human. He took a step forward. But then, as if pulled by some invisible force, he turned around, and there it was. That same child was now right behind him, on a swing, swaying gently, and staring at him. The man, moved by pity and fear, picked up the child and began to run. But the longer he ran, the heavier the child became. Something wasn't right, and then he looked down. The child's legs were stretching, unnaturally long, touching the ground as he carried him. Horrified, the man dropped the child. What happened next is burned into village legend. As soon as the child hit the ground, he let out a deep, loud laugh. Not a child's laugh, something far older. "You got lucky today," the child said in a voice far too mature for his tiny frame. "If my feet had touched the earth while you were holding me, you'd be dead by now." And with that, the child vanished. The man stumbled home in a state of shock. As soon as he reached, he collapsed unconscious. When he finally woke up the next day, he told the villagers everything. People were terrified, but not surprised. The stories about those haunted fields had been whispered for years. So when Andrew finished telling me this story right there in the middle of the same field, I ran. I didn't care what he thought. I just ran. And to this day, I've never crossed those haunted fields again at night.